So we talked about how the Houston Astros are pulling away in the AL West, and the team they're pulling away from is the Seattle Mariners, a team that led this division for most of the season, despite really being a mediocre squad. And if you look at run differential for the first time this season, their record is weaker than what it should be, and it's been the exact opposite all year. Their record was better than what it should have been. They've been a 500 team all year based on run differential, and now they're 66 and 65. They should be 67 and 64. So the Mariners have lost 7 of their last 10. They're 4.5 out of the division. They're 6.5 out of the wild card. They actually have a better chance of winning the division and catching Houston than getting a wild card spot. And I don't think either one's going to happen, by the way. This team is just 8 and 12 their last 20. But the Tampa Bay Rays, speaking of the Astros, the other team that started really cold this season was the Tampa Bay Rays, another team that had some bullpen issues after being so strong for year after year. But they haven't really righted the ship all year. They're still 15 and 15 their last 30 over the past month. They're in the very tough AL East on the outside looking in, 11 and a half back in fourth place, 7 back of the wild card. And the Rays are a team that's used to making the playoffs. And these are the type of teams I think you have to be very careful with over the final month of the season, because I'm not going to say they're going to toss the towel, but it's very hard when you've had winning year after year championship seasons, and you kind of know it's over to get up for that month of September. So they're a team I'm looking to fade here in the near future. I think tonight's a decent spot to do it with the Mariners. Seattle's been a much better team at home this year. 12 games up, over 500 at home versus 11 down on the road. That's a 23-game differential home road. They have one of the more pitcher-friendly parks in baseball, and I think their rotation and lineup is built for that. We see a very low total. Once again, it's 7. I don't think there'll be many runs here, but I do like the favorite, Seattle, with Miller minus $1.30 or so. Shop around. That's pretty much the consensus line right now. And if you look at Miller's numbers overall this season, 3.3 ERA, but he has been lights out. One of the best pitchers in baseball since early July. Over his last 7 starts, 1.99 ERA. Now, Tampa starter also 2.0 over his last 7, much better than his overall numbers. But I like the situational spot for Seattle here, and I like Bryce Miller on the mound as a short favorite. So we'll look at the Mariners minus $1.30. And big picture, I'd be careful with the Rays here over the next month.
So that's an interesting takeaway from the Rays, because I look at the Rays as saying, wow, this team's dangerous right now. You know, they're 6-2 in their last 8 games. They've been to the this is a team that we expect to be competing for postseason berths. And they're still very much in the mix. Obviously, 7 games out of the final playoff spot right now, but it's not like they're playing sub-500 baseball. They won 6 of their last 8. So talk to me about Tampa and your thought process why this team's a fade versus this team's a bet on, because I'm kind of looking at them the other way.
Well, they've won 6 of their last 8, but they're 1-3 their last 4. They're 9-11 their last 20. So, it depends. We'll see. I think the next week or so, Teddy's going to really tell us what to do with the Rays. If they make a run here and they win like 3 of their next 4, I'd be cautious. But if they do drop, say, 3 of their next 4, then it's over. And that's when I think you really have to be careful. So heading into September, we're going to know if the Rays are still in contention or not. I don't think they will be. And that's when I would say in the month of September, I'd be very careful with Tampa Bay. Baseball is going well, to say the least. 10-1 the last 11, 13-2 the last 15. Number 1 over the last 3 days, 5-0 at WagerTalk.com, 8-1 over the past week. And most importantly, longer term, the last 30 days, 28-12 in baseball, up 58 units, number 1 at WagerTalk.com. Normally, my top play tonight is $25, but you get an instant 80% discount because it is Customer Appreciation Monday, which means my top best bet, a strong steamroller blowout, is just $5 tonight. Just $5 for my strongest baseball play, and I'm on a 10-1, longer term 13-2, and over the past month, 28-12 baseball runs. Hey, if you've been sitting on the sidelines and missing out, shame on you. Get a $5 best bet tonight right now. Steve Merrill, WagerTalk.com. You can get there quicker with shortcut WT.buzz/SM.